Joining us on the program now is a chaplain at Te Wananga Ihorangi, Manaakinui Te Kahu. Kia ora, thank you for your time again today.
Kia ora, good to be back with you all.
I suppose important questions about Maori leadership, and within the Te Ao Maori world, of course, the importance of leadership and having some type of structure and who's in charge and who you're going to get in trouble if you cross this guy and all of that type of structure. That's an important part of the Te Ao Maori world, right?
Yeah, totally. We tend to use this word rangatira a lot in Te Ao Māori as being the chief or the top dog.
Yep.
But usually it's just the side eye looks around the pai and going, "Oh, who's gonna take charge?" And it's the rock, paper, scissors with the eyes.
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, leadership, yeah, vitally important in Te Ao Māori. Yeah.
And from a Maori perspective, to be an elder, it's not just being old, right? There's certain skills, there's certain characteristics that it's looking for to have the mana to be recognised to be a leader in the Maori world.
Yeah, tika ana, so true. Generally we can sort of go, oh yeah, it's our rangatira that look after our people and have them in their focus. But sometimes it's a gap that needs filling,
Yeah.
a space on the pai that needs to be filled and to take place. And I just look at our World War II era, where a lot of our men had to go and fight overseas, and it's a lot of our young ones had to step up onto the pai and take charge, take lead,
Yeah.
taking that initiative in our tikanga and in our kawa. So there's a broad mix of different types of leaders and wahine, whether you're female or male, young or old. We certainly have a dynamic view on what leadership looks like within Te Ao Māori.
Perhaps in recent generations, there's been a broader recognition in New Zealand society in Aotearoa of the importance of having Maori leadership at different aspects of society, and to get a Maori viewpoint, Maori consultancy at local governance levels and in local boards and those sorts of things. Some important progress in that area recently?
Yeah, I think so. Like that word tokenistic gets chucked around
Yeah.
quite a lot. And yeah, I think there is a space for that. There is a time and space to be able to have that Maori voice within the scene, but also developing on that there's more to that than just being the Maori ward, to put commas around that,
Yeah.
but to actually have a sphere of influence to be able to have a particular worldview that speaks to our tikanga worldview, in a way that's done in humility, but also done in leadership as well. And
Yeah.
so,
I,
yeah, it's a dynamic, growing space.
I'm glad you brought up the term tokenistic, because for some people there's a little bit of pushback on this, and they go, "Oh yeah, it's all virtue signaling or DEI or whatever that is," and saying, "Oh yeah, we've got a board and we've got to have somebody on the board who's Maori." And in some ways, I suppose my concern with that is that takes away the recognition that Maori leadership is important in all aspects of our society, bringing a different perspective. And if somebody's there, or there's a perception that somebody's there just so that you can have the token Maori representative, that takes away some of the importance, some of the mana of that position and what that brings.
Yeah, totally. I think you can look at it from a certain perspective and say, oh yeah, if we have the token Māori, we lose a particular seating for someone else.
Yeah.
I would say in having Māori in our spaces and in our organizations at different levels, it's actually a gain. It's actually a gain for our kaupapa across Aotearoa
Yeah.
to have that particular world set, that worldview, someone who understands their reo tikanga, their knowledge systems. It can only be a bonus to the organization or to that particular board.
Mm.
And so having the wisdom, I guess, to be able to see that and go, oh yeah, there's actually something to gain here from Te Ao Māori. So I think it's a beautiful thing.
Mm.
Mm.
Now, something exciting happening with Te Wananga Ihorangi, a level 7 course, I understand, particularly focused on Maori leadership. Now, is this Maori leadership from a Christian perspective or in a church setting? What are we looking at here?
Yeah, good question. Yeah, so hot off the press, we'll be launching our level 7 paper next year. And it'll cover our usuals like kapa haka and grammar and stuff. But one of the papers is around Māori leadership. Yep, being a faith kaupapa, we do have that particular focus on faith leaders,
Hmm.
but we don't want to limit it to the church. Leaders such as Māori Marsden, Kingi Ihaka, had huge influence not only within the church setting, but also in the wider context of Aotearoa. Kingi Ihaka sitting on Te Taurāwhiri mo Te Reo Māori, the well-being board for our Māori language,
Yep.
and Māori Marsden also serving in different areas, offering around mātauranga Māori, different Māori knowledge systems across our different wānanga. So
Mm.
wanting to see that faith aspect within our leaders, but also that they can have a wide influence across our motu.
No, I mean, this is such a significant thing because, I mean, as you say, it's not just a Maori influence within the Christian world, but a Christian influence within the Maori world as well. This flows in both directions.
Yeah, totally. It's quite a beautiful relationship to see, and I think, echoing Jesus in his leadership style, there's a lot of echoes within Te Ao Māori,
Yeah.
particularly around servant leadership and
Mm.
wanting to serve our people, to see them thrive and flourish.
Just finally on this one, because for some people, the understanding of leadership within the Te Ao Māori world, it's not something you do a degree in. You know what I mean? It's something that you are shoulder tapped for, that your leadership skills are recognised. Perhaps some connections that happen at a marae level. You can't just go, okay, I've done a degree in how to be a rangatira. Here I go. There's a little bit of a balance there, I imagine.
Yeah, totally. I think the word that comes to mind is character.
Yeah. Yeah.
Being able to sit in a space and to hold your own. I just reference Mao Pialingi, one of our key waka navigators. He said, you don't pray for good weather, you pray for courage. And so being able to hold your character in a particular leadership space, it's something that's fostered and nurtured.
Mm-hmm.
It's not just something you can pick up.
Yeah, no, definitely. Although, actually, for somebody who has that sense of calling on their life, to be able to have some training, some confidence in that space. If people wanted to find out more about this level 7 course, I mean, exciting that you're able to offer it for next year. But what's the best way of people finding out more information about that, Manaakinui?
Yeah, you can check up our website, ihorangi.ac.nz. We also have 2 open nights on the 7th and the 23rd of July.
Mm-hmm.
Come in and check out where at the Laidlaw campus. Yeah.
Very good indeed. Ihorangi.ac.nz for more information on that. Appreciate the work that you do. Thank you for taking the time to chat with us today. Kia ora.
Kia ora.
Hey, thanks very much for joining us in the Rhema studio. Thanks very much for watching the interview. It's kind of nice to have an audience, actually. And if you did like what you watched, then do give us a like, do give us the thumbs up. And if you'd like to see more interviews like that one, or perhaps even better, subscribe and those interviews will come straight to you. Don't forget to turn on your notifications, and we'll see you in the next one. Cheers.